So today I will be talking about legalizing recreational marijuana federally in order to benefit the U.S. economy. So as of right now, marijuana is scheduled as a Label 1 drug. For many years, this topic of legalizing marijuana federally has gone on throughout Congress. Today there are only 8 states that legalize recreational marijuana, and many more that legalize it medically. I'll be focusing on recreational marijuana and why it's not legalized yet. Not only is it beneficial medically, but also economically. Right now the government believes it should be state-by-state issue, meaning that each individual state should have their own law set for it. As states that have legalized marijuana, they've showed that it helps create jobs, helps create more schools, and improve infrastructure. Legalizing marijuana will have an impact on tax revenue. States that legalize marijuana recreationally collect hundreds of dollars in tax revenue. Colorado, being one of the first states to legalize marijuana, collected over $135 million in tax revenue in 2015. That was the first year that they legalized it. A lot of tax revenue went towards improving schools and roads, according to the ArcView Market Research, the research corporation for cannabis. So now imagine this at a higher degree if it's legalized federally. According to the New Frontier data, a firm that focuses on the marijuana industry, showed that legalizing marijuana would create over $131.8 billion in federal tax revenue over the 8 years if legalized in all 50 states. The federal government would bring in $51.7 billion in sales tax between the next 80 years. That's a lot of extra money that would help create more infrastructure, schools, and help our roads and stuff. Legalizing marijuana will also create jobs. Legalizing marijuana not only will help improve our schools and roads, but will also create more jobs that help our unemployment rate. The first year marijuana was legalized in Colorado in 2015, as I stated before. There were over 18,000 new jobs created, according to the New Frontier data. Many of them began being paid over minimum wage, all the way to making millions of dollars. All of this while being a legal business. With federal regulation, there would be 782,000 more jobs created immediately. That number would increase to 1.1 million by 2025, including growers, retailers, says the Marijuana Policy Group. The Marijuana Policy Group study shows that at least 81,000 additional jobs were created in California as a result of legalized marijuana sales. So to conclude, the legal weed industry is very beneficial to our economy, as it brings in millions of dollars and helps improve our unemployment rate and build schools and improve our roads. If it is legalized federally, all these improvements that have been shown in all these states that have been legalized, we will see it at a higher degree. Once marijuana is removed from the federal government's hands, it will make it easier for states to legalize weed and prove to the government how beneficial it is not only medically but economically. Thank you.
Right, well, the proposition needs to be a little bit clearer. You just give me a subject without necessarily making a clear inference. I do think that there is an inference that's understandable from the argument that you're presenting, but it should be definitely stated at the beginning of the presentation. There's no preview of what the supporting structure is going to be, although you do a pretty good job signposting as you go along. The two main issues seem to be tax revenues and jobs. As you develop your information, you've got examples in Colorado about the amount of revenue that's been brought up, estimated number of jobs that are talked about. I think that's pretty good information. Although the sources that you're using are potentially questionable since they are advocacy groups that espouse the very thing that you're talking about. So there might be a little bit of cherry picking of information there. That might be something that the refutation speaker would think about talking about. The examples, like I said, you mostly have Colorado as the main illustration. You do mention California's job creation at one point. What the 81,000 jobs is based on is not quite clear. And again, it comes from a source that is an advocacy group. So it would be better if you had something that was a little bit more independent to support those things. I did think that you cited the sources pretty clearly during the presentation. So that part is good. You do need to generate a little bit more energy. There's a lot of reading that's going on, and you use less than half the time that's available to you, so there's probably a lot more that you could do to sell this argument. All right, thank you.